Let's start with your college career. Place like Cincinnati, Luke
Yep.
Fickell as your head coach. Looking
Yep.
back on that time, what was your favorite moment?
Man, it definitely had to be competing in for the national
Yeah,
championship. We were a team that obviously a group of five team,
yeah,
and no team had ever
yeah,
made it to the college football playoffs, being a group of five team. And really, it took us about 3 years to get to that point,
yeah,
honestly. So you look at Luke Fickell first came in, they were like 4-8, they were kind of on
yeah,
the rise. And I think 2019, the year before I got there, was kind of when we kind of hit the market. We ended up beating UCF at home.
yeah,
Everyone remembers, Sauce Gardner, his iconic pick versus UCF in the end zone. And, we beat them at home. And I think at the time they were ranked in the top 25.
yeah,
End up beating them, and I think that's when Cincinnati really got on the map.
yeah,
And from there, everything took off. End up going to the conference championship that year, playing Memphis. They had Antonio Gibson, Curtis Gainwell. They had some good guys on that team. They ended up beating us twice that year. They ended up winning the conference, but we came back. We were a young squad. My freshman year, ended up being ranked. I want to say eighth that year.
yeah,
Ended up being ranked eighth. Played Georgia in the Peach Bowl. They had George Pickens over there. And they had Burton over there, who's now at Bama.
yeah,
I'm trying to remember who the quarterback was. I think it was Daniels. I think it was Chase Daniels,
yeah,
who was the
yeah,
quarterback at the time.
yeah,
And so I know they had a really good squad over there. Jacoby Dean over there at linebacker.
yeah.
And so, we ended up going against them in the Peach Bowl. We started off good. I think we were up like 21-7 at half, if I remember correctly. And I know they ended up coming back and ended up winning on a Peach Bowl record. 51-yard field goal,
Yeah.
walk off, and that hurt.
That hurts.
That hurt,
hurts.
man.
Yeah.
That hurt. And we ended up winning the conference championship that year versus Tulsa. And I just remember being in the locker room, and Luke Fickell, he's like, "Don't you guys dare cry. I don't want to
Yeah.
see anybody shed a tear. Keep your head up. And we'll be in this position back next year." And I think that was COVID year, 2020. And that's when the rule for an extra year came back. A COVID year
Yeah.
hit. All of the seniors came back
Yeah.
for the most part. All the seniors came back. We had Kobe Bryant come back. Joel DeBlanco. We had Majay Sanders. We had everybody come back. And
Yeah.
so it was good. Having all those guys back and moving on 2021. We ended up beating Indiana first and foremost, who was kind of like a team that was like, I
Yeah.
think they were ranked
They
in
were
the top
super good. Yeah,
25.
yeah,
They're supposed to be
yeah.
good. We ended up beating them at home or at their place.
Mm-hmm.
Very hostile environment. It was hot that day. I still remember. And then the big one was going to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Going to Notre Dame and winning, in South Bend. And previously the head coach there, who was Brian Kelly,
Yeah.
he was actually at Cincinnati, before then. And then the D coordinator who was now there was Marcus Freeman, who's now the current head coach of
Right,
Notre
yeah.
Dame. He was there at Cincinnati the year before when we played in the Peach Bowl. And he ended up leaving to go to Cincinnati, and the defense didn't like that. They didn't, or going to Notre Dame. The
Yeah.
defense didn't like that, and so we had an opportunity to go against
That's
him.
awesome. Yeah.
At Notre Dame, and we knew like if we could get this game,
Yeah.
if we could win convincingly, then we might have a shot,
Yeah.
at making the playoffs. And so go to South Bend. We end up winning. I think we won by 2 scores.
Yeah.
And I think that day, everything just took off. We ended up winning the rest of our games, won the conference championship again, beat Houston in the conference championship. They had Tank Dell, who, he went off that game. Dude is
Yeah.
good, man. And, which is why you see the success he's having now. I could say when he was in college.
Yeah.
But no, we, had a great season. Ended up making the college football playoffs. Obviously first group of 5 team ever. Ended up playing Alabama. In the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. And, that was an experience, man. That was cool. For me, it was like, man, I'm going against Nick Saban, somebody who I grew up, watching. It was like, man, like, he's coaching against me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows
Crazy.
my strengths and weaknesses now,
Yeah.
And I was a kid just watching him win,
Yeah.
multiple, national championships. So, that experience was just so cool, just going through that. Ended up, facing them. And, didn't end up winning. I think we lost, can't remember the final score. I think it was like 27-9 or 19-9, something like that. But it was a great atmosphere. It was a cool experience, and and then down to my junior year, we wanted to go back to back to go three-peat, and didn't end up getting that done. We came close. Our quarterback got injured late in the season, but that was kind of my breakout
Yeah.
year. But yeah,
What? Give me your best Luke Fickell story.
man, my best Luke Fickell story. Oh my gosh.
Did he ever get on you at practice sometime? Not really. You were too good.
Oh Luke Fickell, like, so he's an Ohio guy.
Yeah.
He's an Ohio guy, so am I. I'm from Akron,
Yeah.
Ohio. So definitely an Ohio guy, wrestler,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how his teaching style is. He's a wrestler mentality,
Yeah.
kind of guy, and with him, he's all about toughness, man. Like all about toughness. Everything's in your mind. And I really love that about him. Just kind of his toughness and what it instilled. And I could see it now transpiring when I now got to the NFL. I really appreciate that. Just for the type of style that he had. Because now as I get here, I feel myself being a lot more ahead of people mentally. Just as far as my mental toughness. Going through my first camp and OTAs and rookie mini camp and all of those things. I could just see myself being farther ahead mentally than a lot of these guys. But I think the biggest thing that I loved with Fickell was mat drills. We would wake up early in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, get PTSD
It's tough, yeah.
thinking about it. But
that gives me the shivers.
yeah,
just thinking
no,
about it.
man.
It's
You
like-
know the feeling, man.
yeah.
You wake up, it's early in the morning. You got the strength coaches on you, and
Yeah.
Luke Fickell, he's leading it. We're out there, we're doing quarter eagles.
Yeah.
We're out there, and he's just into it as we are. And I feel like that's what really helped make us the team that we were.
Yeah.
And that's what really helped make the guys that were there. And ultimately, he tried to break you.
Yeah.
That was one thing about Fickell. He tried to really break you.
Yeah.
To see like, all right, how tough is this kid? And so he would kind of wait out the week. And that was one big thing about him. And so I think definitely Matt Drills was probably my most favorable memory of him. Just how intense he was.
Yeah.
Just going, just his day to day, and honestly, every day was 4th and 1 with him.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
Every
I
day
love
was
that.
4th and 1 in the building.
That's
so
a good way to put it. Every day
Yeah.
was 4th and 1.
Every day was
yeah,
4th
you
and
can
1.
see his intensity just when you watch him coach
Oh, yeah.
on TV.